How's it, gamers, and welcome to the very first episode of the Telkom Gaming Show. You've asked for it, so here it is, your very own gaming show. So get comfy and crank up the volume. Today we'll be checking out the brand new Don Bradman Cricket 14 for PC, catch up with the latest news from the Telkom Gaming League, and as well as checking out some of the new features of the long and anticipated Xbox One. Good news for all you cricket fans is that Don Bradman Cricket 14 has finally been launched on PC. It's been a long time since a worthwhile cricket game has been released, and not many development studios have been able to do it properly. Big Ant Studios is an Australian studio, so you know that they'll take pride in their cricket. While the game only holds the licensing for Don Bradman, you can update the squads through user content, giving you some accurate names and faces to make the game more realistic. When we reviewed the game on PlayStation, we found it to be a top contender amongst most sport games, and definitely a leader in the field for cricket. We gave it an 85 out of 100. One thing that players must note is that to play it on PC, you will need a controller. It needs to be hooked up to your PC in order to play the game, because the game uses analog sticks for batting and bowling. The game is still on pre-order and is also available on Steam. In other news, Seattle will play host to the International 4, a Dota 2 competition where Valve has invited the best teams around the world to compete for over $10 million. The competition will be played from the 18th to the 21st of July and is free to watch through the Dota 2 client, which can also be downloaded for free through Steam. Last year, Team Alliance took the goal and went home with $1.4 million out of the total prize pool of just less than $3 million. This year, that prize pool, which has been largely funded by the community, exceeds $10 million. That means if the prize pool distribution remains the same, the winner should be taking home just over $5 million. And now for some news on what's been happening in the Telkom Gaming League. Liberty Esports currently lead the Dota 2 Premier Division after winning by forfeit against Bravado, who failed to make available date to play the match. In the League of Legends Premier Division, Energy Esports sits tied with Team Immersion on 20 points each, followed by Unity Fusion Gaming in third. In a surprising turn of events, Pulse Gaming lead the Battlefield 4 League, edging out Ecstasy and Bravado Gaming, who are placed in second and third place. Call of Duty Ghosts on PC is dominated by Energy Gaming's teams named Frost and Blaze, who are in first and second place respectively. Team Immersion sits in third place. The competition within the Counter-Strike Global Offensive community is stronger than ever, with Damage Control and Bravado Gaming tied for first place. Energy Gaming's teams C7E and Yakuza can be found in third and fourth. The winter leg of the Telkom Gaming League ended last week. So, post in the comments below to tell us how you did. Ping here, TP there, or just Ping for short, is a Dota 2 team who have over the past 2 seasons risen from the lowest DGL division all the way to the top of the Premier League. Let's take a look at how they did it. Ping joined the Telkom Gaming League during the winter league in the 2013 season. After some impressive playing, the team finished second in their group and qualified for the playoffs in the process. While the team did not do especially well in the 2013 Winter League playoffs, they managed to claw their way into the first division after finishing 6th. The 2014 Summer League kicked off with the team battling it out against 18 other First Division teams who had been split into 2 groups of 9 teams. Ping showed impressive levels of improvement since their poor playoff performance by finishing all the way up in third place and once again qualifying for the playoffs. This time, however, they qualified for the Premier playoffs and the ability to be promoted into the Premier Division. The Summer League playoffs kicked off and Ping definitely wanted to show that they had what it took. However, the competition was really tough, and by the end of the campaign, Ping had only won 3 of their 7 matches, which placed them only 1 spot away from promotion. This meant that they would not be progressing. Luck, however, was in their favour as they were awarded a Premier Division spot due to another team disbanding before the next leg of the 2014 season began. In present time, the team continued to grow in skill and impressed everyone. With the 2014 Telkom Gaming Championships just around the corner, for the first time Ping will be fighting to avoid relegation so that they can automatically qualify for the largest and most prestigious tournament of the year. In other gaming news, the Rage Expo will once again be taking place in October this year. However, they have moved it a week later to the 10th of October. The Telkom Gaming website is the place where gamers of any kind can go and catch up on the latest competitive esports news from the Telkom DGL, as well as casual gaming news, reviews and competitions.
Stay connected for longer with your choice of smart internet deals from Telkom. Get the Dell Inspiron laptop with 2 gigs data for all your home, office or student needs for just $269 per month. Plus, get free accessories worth 1,700 Rand. Or stay on the go with the Samsung Tab 3 with 4 gigs data for only 199 per month. And with free uncapped Wi-Fi, you're guaranteed to get more data and benefits for less than anyone else. Call, click, go to a Telkom store.
Yep, you've guessed it, we're taking a look at the long-awaiting Xbox One. Now Microsoft has kept their launch date for the Xbox One in South Africa extremely secret, but reliable sources tell us that it might be late September. Over the last 8 years, Xbox has gone through a quite extreme transformation, from the new interface, player avatars, and Netflix streaming in 2008, Connect, voice and gesture in 2010, and the new controls of the Xbox 360. The Xbox One console is larger than the 360 and sadly lacks the visual appeal of the PS4, for example. But it should fit into your current home's entertainment system quite seamlessly. It also has a Blu-ray drive that is partnered with a 500 gig internal hard drive. Microsoft has promised, though, to support external storage devices soon after launch. With regards to the controllers, improvements have been made to the triggers, which now feature rumble motors, the D-pad, which is now across, and the thumbsticks, which are now smaller and more accurate. It's weighted quite well and also feels a bit more premium and less slippery than the 360 controllers. We were very happy to learn that the battery life of the controllers lasts much longer than the 360s because it coordinates with Connect to monitor user usage. The Xbox One's user interface is a very familiar feel if you've worked on Windows 8, as it features very clear, colored, and easy to understand hierarchy of the dashboard. The Xbox One store is a definite upgrade from the 360 store, as it will update your games, art, and recommendations based on your 360's history. It also is days faster than the previous version. Now, there are some issues with the motion and gesture elements of the UI, as we never really managed to get it working 100%. It seems the bigger focus was placed on the speech-driven navigation system of the Xbox One, which becomes one of its best features. Microsoft's aim was to create the Xbox One that will become the centerpiece of your living room. And they most certainly kick things off extremely well. With voice commands, you can now switch between HBO or Netflix without having to grab your remote control, even linking up with your Skype call. The Xbox One is an impressive combination of software and hardware. And as mentioned before, it definitely makes a big impact as your one-stop entertainment system. So while we consider selling off some of our furniture in order to have enough money to buy the Xbox One, remember to check out the Telkom Gaming Facebook and Twitter pages for the best in gaming news. But before we end things off, we recently tagged along to see for ourselves what the Gaming for Cancer and the Golf at the 19th initiative entails. Now basically, Gaming for Cancer is a collective name given to several projects relating to fundraisers and equipment donations to Cancer Association of South Africa, Cancer, which is a hell of a great cause.
Gaming for Cancer is a wonderful new initiative which I think is very necessary for going forward, looking at the youth and looking at the social media and how people actually do fundraising these days. The old traditional ways of fundraising, I think, is sort of had its days. You don't shake a tin anymore, and we have our national projects, but looking at national projects, we have to add new elements to the old national projects like Sanlam Cancer Challenge and Shave-a-thon, and I think Gaming for Cancer is the ideal platform to sort of complement these old ways of doing fundraising, just to bring a new element to it. The Sanlam Cancer Challenge is one of our biggest national projects and initiatives, where we reach about 40 to 45,000 golfers every year. And with that, we have a message every year that we either do Sun Smart or anti-tobacco. And with the simulator that is involved there, Golf at the 19th, I think it's an ideal opportunity for people just to get more involved.
Now there are several companies involved in this awesome initiative. One of them, Sunlam, has been actively involved for many years.
Ons het 'n paar balle geslaan vanoggend en ek dink dit is 'n uitstekende idee en dit baie goed vir kanse, ons bring baie geld daarvoor. Sonder twyfel, ek hoop hulle kom terug want ek dink dit is 'n briljante idee. So dit gaan regtig, dit beteken baie vir die golf.
Another company, Quattro, has been holding hands with various cancer initiatives, and their long-standing partnership has proven very beneficial to the fundraising project.
We take pride in associating ourselves with the Cancer 7th National Project from the outset. We would like to see Gaming for Cancer grow to become a leading project like Shaveathon, Daredevil Run, Cuppa for Cancer, and all the other noble projects.
And that, gamers, is all from us this week. See you next time for your online gaming fix. Cheers.